Welcome my dear learners. Before we start this video, let me ask you one simple question. That is there a pattern for your direct tax law and international taxation for your CA final new syllabus? Actually, it is a $1,000,000 question, right? So at the end of this video, I will make you answer for this question as well as we will formulate a strategy for your upcoming examination for preparing direct tax law and international taxes. So let's move on. As you can see, I've made a detailed analysis on your past exam question papers. And before we start, let me give you one simple disclaimer. That is, my analysis is purely based on the past 4 exam question papers for new syllabus. Okay, so as you can see in this chart, the first chapter which I will say is important is profits or gains from business or profession. As you can see, in November 2019 they have asked, then May 2019 they have asked, and November 18 and May 18 they have consistently asked questions from this chapter. And the average of marks from this chapter is around 15 marks. And you can expect around 12 to 16 marks in your upcoming examination. And one more thing you have to be very careful. Even though I've written profits or gains from business or profession, you can expect some basic adjustments from capital gains, IFRS, ICDS and Chapter 6A deduction. So the majority of the marks or the adjustments will be from profits and gains from business or profession, and there will be some basic adjustments from capital gains, IFRS, Chapter 6A as well as from ICDS. Okay, so moving forward, the next chapter is transfer pricing and other anti-avoidance measures. Again, in November 19, May 19, November 18 and May 18 they have consistently asked questions from this chapter. And again, the average is around 12.25 and you can expect around 10 to 14 marks in this upcoming attempt. Again, moving forward, and one more thing, transfer pricing and other anti-avoidance measure chapter is one of the most important chapters. You are supposed to cover it like anything. And moving forward, the next is assessment of charitable or religious trust or institutions, political parties and electoral trust. As you can see, they have asked yes, 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 yes in the past 4 exam attempts. And again, the average mark is around 6.5 marks. You can expect around 6 to 8 marks in this upcoming attempt. Okay, even though this chapter contains assessments of trust, religious institutions, political parties and electoral trust, you have to give you more focus towards problem. This is purely a problem oriented chapter. And moving forward, the next is non-resident taxation. As you can see, November 19, May 19, November 18 and May 18 they have consistently asked questions from this chapter too. And again, the average is around 6.5 marks and you can expect around 6 to 8 marks in the upcoming examination. And let me give you one note before we continue. So those students who are using my book, have to refer residential status and scope of total income as well. Why? Because in your institute study material, non-resident taxation starts from section 5 and it contains section 6, then section 9, place of effective management, then exemptions for non-resident, then presumptive taxation for non-resident and tax rates for non-resident. But those students who are using my book, for section 5, 6, 9 and place of effective management, you will find it under which chapter? Residential status and scope of total income chapter. My non-resident chapter is actually starting from exemptions that can be enjoyed by a non-resident. So those students who are using my book have to refer residential status and scope of total income chapter 2. Okay. And again, I can say non-resident taxation chapter is quite an important chapter. You can expect around 6 to 8 mark in the upcoming exam attempt. And the next chapter which I will say or I will recommend is deduction, collection and recovery of taxes. That is TDS, TCS. Okay, again in the past 4 attempts they have asked questions from this chapter and the average is 6 and you can expect around 6 to 8 marks in the upcoming examination. And moving forward, the next is double taxation relief. That is your DTAA, double taxation avoidance agreement chapter. Again, as you can see, in November 19 they have asked, but May 19 they have skipped. And again, November 18 and May 18 they have asked questions from this particular chapter. And you can see the average is around 4.5 and the expected mark is around 4 to 6 marks in the upcoming examination. And moving forward, the assessment of various entities is the next chapter, as you can see. And again, they have asked questions. They have asked questions from this chapter in November 19, May 19, November 18, but not in May 18. Again, you can see the average is around 6.5 and the expected marks is around 6 to 8 mark in the upcoming examination. Moving forward, next is appeals and revision chapter, and as you can see, they have asked questions from November 19, then they have skipped it in May 19, November 18 they have asked, and May 18 they have asked questions. Average is around 3 and expected marks is around 2 to 4 marks in the upcoming exam attempt. And the next chapter which I will say is assessment procedure, and they have skipped on November 19, but they have asked questions on May 19, November 18 and May 18, and the average is around 3 and you can expect around 3 to 4 marks from this chapter in the upcoming examination. And moving forward, next is overview of model tax convention. That is the exclusive chapter which is only applicable for new syllabus guys. And again, they have asked questions consistently. They have asked questions in the past 4 attempts. Yes. And as you can see, the average is around 3.5 marks. Expected marks is 3 to 4 mark in the upcoming examination. And moving forward, next is what? Interpretation and application of tax treaties. Again, they have asked questions in November 19, then May 19, but they have skipped in November 18. They have asked in May 18 as well. And as you can see, the average for the past 4 attempts is 2 marks. And the expected mark in the upcoming examination is 2 to 3 marks. And moving forward, liability in special cases. As you can see, for the past 3 attempts, they have continuously asked question from this chapter. And the average you can expect is around 3 marks, and the expected marks is 3 to 4 mark in the upcoming examination. Again, capital gains. Capital gains, they haven't asked in the past 2, but for November and May 18, in the 2018 November and May attempt, they have asked questions and average is 3 marks. You can expect around 4 to 6 marks. And one more thing, let me be very clear. Whilst preparing capital gains chapter, give more importance to the case laws as well as to the exemption. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to skip the other area. Definitely you have to study, but the more weightage should be given to case laws. And moving forward, deduction from gross total income. This chapter, I will say it is a very important chapter. Even though you cannot expect a dedicated standalone question from this chapter, but this chapter can be clubbed as a part of your double taxation avoidance agreement or profits or gains of business or profession. So that makes this chapter an important one. And standalone questions from this chapter, they have asked in November 19, they have asked the standalone question. And they have asked the question in May 18 as well. And the average is around 3 marks. You can expect around 4 to 6 marks in the upcoming examination. And the next is equalization levy. They have asked questions from this chapter in May 19 as well as May 18. And again, the average is 1.5. You can expect around 2 to 3 mark in the upcoming examination. And again, the next is advanced rulings. They have asked questions in May 19 and May 18 attempt. 1.5 is the average, and you can see you can expect around 2 to 3 marks from this chapter as well. So moving forward, next is IFOS, and they have asked only on May 18, and again the average is around 1 mark. You can expect around 2 to 4 mark question from this particular chapter. And moving forward, aggregation of income, that is set off carry forward of losses. From that chapter, they have asked the question only on May 2018 examination, and the average is around 1 mark. You can expect around 2 to 4 mark from this particular chapter. Moving forward, next one is penalty. Both in November and May 2018, they have asked questions. The average is around 1.5. You can expect around 2 to 3 mark from this chapter. Again, the next is income tax authority. They have asked questions on May 19 as well as May 18 attempt. Again, the average is 2 mark. You can expect around 2 to 4 mark from this particular chapter. Moving forward, the next is settlement of cases. They have asked only once in the past 4 attempts, that is November 2018, they have asked the question, and the average you can expect is 1. The average is 1, and the expected mark is 2 to 4 mark in the upcoming examination. Then moving forward is the miscellaneous provision, that is that 269 SST etc. And again, they have asked only once in the past 4 attempts. the average is 1 and you can expect around 2 to 4 mark maximum. Again, offences and prosecution, that they have asked only once, that is on May 2018, and the average mark is 1 and the expected mark is around 2 to 3 marks. And the next is tax planning, tax avoidance and tax evasion. They have asked only once and the average is 1 mark. Again, you can expect around 2 to 3 mark in the upcoming examination. And there are some leftovers, that is fundamentals of base erosion profit shifting. Even though they have skipped any questions even though they have skipped questions from this particular chapter, I will say you have to cover this chapter too. Why? Because it has a potential. It is a very good chapter. It has a potential to ask questions around 2 to 4 mark in the upcoming attempt. And thereafter some leftovers, that is residential status and scope of total income, income of other persons included in the SSI's total income, that is said to be clubbing, then income from house property, basic concepts, salaries and income which do not form part of total income. These are the 31 chapters which is applicable for your CA final upcoming examination. Now the question is, what exactly is the strategy required for your examination? It is quite simple. Cover those chapters which carries more marks first. After finishing off those chapters, if you get time, then cover the others too, especially those leftover area. So that's all for today. Take care and see you. And all the very best for your examination too.